What if I told you that you're giving her exactly what she wants? Every thought you obsess over, every sleepless night you endure, every text you hesitate to send, it all feeds her sense of power over you. She doesn't have to wonder if you're still thinking about her. She already knows. She knows because she set the trap, and you're caught in it. Your pain, frustration, and longing are the proof she needs to validate her decision to leave. And the more you react, the more she wins. But what if, instead of giving her what she wants, you gave her what she never expected? What if you didn't break down? What if you didn't beg for closure? What if you showed no sign of pain at all? Imagine what happens when you stop chasing, stop caring, and become completely unmoved, unshaken. That's when everything shifts. That's when the power dynamic reverses. The second you realize she was never the prize, you were, everything changes. This is where most men fail. They believe that proving their love, proving their pain, and proving their worth will somehow make her reconsider. But in reality, the moment you start acting like she's your everything is the moment she starts treating you like you're nothing. A woman does not regret leaving a man who begs. She regrets leaving a man who replaces her without hesitation. And when she realizes that you are unaffected, that you are not waiting, that you are not even thinking about her anymore, that's when the regret sets in. That's when she starts to wonder if she made a mistake. Because here's the truth. Women expect emotional weakness. They expect neediness. They expect you to crumble. But when you do the opposite, when you respond with absolute indifference, with silence, with an unwavering sense of self-control, you become something rare, something valuable, something she doesn't know how to handle. So here's what you do. You stop feeding her validation. You stop seeking closure. You stop replaying the past and waiting for her to come back. You become the kind of man who doesn't look back, only forward. The kind of man who doesn't break under emotional pressure but thrives because of it. And that, right there, is what will make her regret everything. Number 1. The pain of attachment. Why she's testing you. You feel it, don't you? That tightness in your chest, that endless loop of what-ifs running through your mind. You keep asking yourself where you went wrong, why she lost interest, and why she chose to walk away as if you meant nothing. But here's the hard truth. You weren't abandoned. You were tested, and you failed. She wanted to see how much control she had over you. She wanted to know if she could break you, if you would lose yourself the moment she pulled away. Because deep down, attraction isn't just about love. It's about power. And the second you made her the center of your world, you lost all of yours. Attachment makes you blind, desperate, weak. It turns you into a man who begs instead of walking away, a man who seeks reassurance instead of standing firm in his own worth. Think about it. When you text her, when you check her social media, when you overanalyze her words, who's in control? She is. She's inside your mind, dictating your every move without even lifting a finger. And the more attached you are, the more you hand over your power willingly. But here's what she didn't expect. She didn't expect you to realize this. She didn't expect you to recognize that the pain you're feeling isn't because she left. It's because you placed your happiness in her hands. And that ends now. A true Stoic knows that suffering comes not from what happens, but from how you respond. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Your emotions, your thoughts, your reactions, they are yours to control, not hers, not anyone else's. So when she tests you by pulling away, by ignoring you, by making you feel like you don't matter, you do the one thing that breaks the cycle. You refuse to react. You detach completely. Because the second you stop feeding the game, the second you stop giving her the validation she craves, is the second she starts questioning everything. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't explain. You simply become the kind of man who never needed her in the first place. And that is the ultimate power move. Number 2. The power of indifference. She wants to see you suffer. Right now she's expecting something from you. A message, a call, a desperate attempt to make sense of what happened. And every second that passes without a reaction from you, she becomes more and more curious. She starts to wonder why you haven't broken yet, why you aren't reaching out, why you seem unaffected. But make no mistake, this isn't just curiosity, it's confusion. Because the moment a woman realizes she no longer has power over your emotions, the entire game changes. She wanted you to suffer, not because she hates you, not because she enjoys your pain, but because your suffering proves she mattered. It's confirmation that she was important, that she was significant enough to break you. But when she sees nothing, no anger, no sadness, no attempts to win her back, what does that tell her? That she was just another passing moment in your life, that she was forgettable, and that terrifies her. This is the power of indifference. When you stop reacting, when you stop caring, when you move in silence, you plant a seed of doubt in her mind. Did he ever really care about me? Did I make a mistake? Why isn't he chasing me like the others? And that's when she starts watching you. Not because she misses you, not because she loves you, but because she needs an answer. She needs to understand why you aren't broken. Most men give her that answer too easily. They expose their emotions. They make it obvious they're still hurting. They linger in her shadow, hoping for some kind of closure. But a man who understands Stoicism and dark psychology knows better. He knows that true power isn't in proving his pain, it's in proving his indifference. A true Stoic accepts what happens and moves forward without hesitation. Amor fati, love fate. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever is lost, is lost. No resistance, no regret. Just acceptance. And here's the beautiful part. When you truly embrace indifference, it stops being an act. You don't just pretend you don't care, you actually don't. And that's when she starts feeling it. The same void you once felt, she now experiences. The same need for validation she once craved from you, she now seeks within herself. Because when you give her nothing, she has no choice but to face the emptiness she left behind. So the next time you feel the urge to react, to explain, to prove something, stop. Be silent, be still, be indifferent, because in your absence, she will finally understand your value. Number 3, the reverse effect. When you stop caring, she starts chasing. You've been told your whole life that if you love someone, you should show it, that if you want to keep a woman, you should prove your devotion, that if you lose her, you should fight to get her back. But what if I told you that everything you've been taught is wrong, that the more you chase, the more she runs, that the more you try to prove your worth, the less she values you, and that the second you stop caring is the second she starts. This is the paradox of human nature. We desire what we can't have and take for granted what is freely given. When you made her your world, when you put her above yourself, when you showed her that she had all of you, she didn't feel lucky. She felt bored, because there was no challenge, no mystery, no uncertainty. She knew exactly where she stood in your life, and that certainty made you predictable. Predictability kills attraction. But here's the secret. When you stop caring, you become scarce, and what is scarce becomes valuable. The moment you pull away, the moment you stop proving yourself, the moment you become completely unbothered, you flip the dynamic. Now she's the one thinking about you. Now she's the one wondering why you're not reacting. Now she's the one feeling a sense of loss because she expected you to beg. She expected you to chase. And when you didn't, she felt something she never expected. Doubt. Doubt is powerful. It makes her question her decision. It makes her rethink the way she saw you. It makes her wonder if she underestimated you. And the more you disappear into your own life, the more her mind rewrites the past. Suddenly, she starts remembering your best moments. Suddenly, she starts missing your presence. Suddenly, she starts craving what she once ignored. This is not manipulation. This is psychology. It's the law of scarcity. What is always available is never valued. What is uncertain, what is distant, what is slightly out of reach. These are the things that pull people in. And the more you embrace this truth, the more powerful you become. So stop chasing. Stop trying to make her see your worth. Your worth isn't something you prove. It's something she realizes when it's too late. Walk away, focus on yourself, and let her feel the void you left behind. And when she starts chasing, that's when you'll know you were the prize all along. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I am the prize. I am the power. Number 4, the silent power move. Disappear without a word. She expects you to react. She expects you to reach out, ask questions, and seek closure. She expects to still have a presence in your mind and control over your emotions. But what happens when you do the one thing she never saw coming? You disappear completely, without a word, no explanation, no dramatic goodbye, no final message for closure. Just silence. And that silence will be louder than anything you could ever say. When you give her nothing, when you remove yourself entirely, you create a void that she will feel, a void that will linger in her mind far longer than any words ever could. Most men fail at this because their ego demands validation. They want her to know they're moving on. They want her to see that they're doing better. So they post on social media. They subtly try to make her jealous. They force an image of happiness. But my friend, that is still reacting. That is still caring about what she thinks. And if you care what she thinks, you're still controlled by her. A true Stoic does not react. A true Stoic does not seek validation. A true Stoic simply walks away without hesitation, without explanation, without the need for recognition, because he knows that his silence is his strongest weapon. It forces her to fill in the blanks. It forces her to sit with her own thoughts. It forces her to wonder what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're doing. And the more she wonders, the more she begins to miss you. Here's why uncertainty breeds attraction. When she has no access to your emotions, when she has no idea where your mind is, her brain starts creating stories. She starts imagining you as stronger, more independent, more desirable. She starts questioning if she made a mistake. She starts feeling what you once felt: discomfort, doubt, and loss. And that's why the silent power move is so effective. It is not about revenge. It is not about making her suffer. It is about breaking free. It is about proving to yourself that you do not need her, that you are in full control of your emotions, that you are a man of discipline, not desperation. So stop explaining, stop checking in, stop leaving the door open for her return. Be the man who disappears without a word, because the moment you do, she will feel your absence more than she ever felt your presence. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I walk away with dignity. Number 5, the comeback. Rebuild in the shadows. Right now, you have 2 choices. You can sit in your pain, replay the past, and let this situation define you. Or you can use it as fuel. The truth is, she's not coming back just because you want her to. She's not going to regret leaving simply because you're hurting. She will only regret it when she sees that you became something greater without her. This is where most men get it wrong. They think revenge is proving their worth to her. They think success is making her jealous, but that's still making it about her. A true Stoic rebuilds not for anyone else but for himself, not for validation, not for attention, not for payback, but because self-improvement is the only path to true power. So here's what you do. Disappear into your own world. Invest in yourself physically, mentally, and financially. Hit the gym not to make her notice, but to sculpt the strongest version of yourself. Develop your mind, your skills, your discipline, not to impress her, but because mastery over yourself is the ultimate freedom. Level up so intensely that the man she left behind no longer even exists. And what happens when you do this? She starts to feel it. At first, she won't notice. She'll assume you're still stuck in the past, waiting and suffering. But as time passes, she'll begin to wonder. She'll hear about your progress. She'll see the changes. And that's when regret starts to creep in. Because now you are no longer the man she rejected. You have evolved. You have become someone she can no longer reach. And that is when she will feel true loss. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Stop waiting for her to validate you. Stop thinking about what she's doing, who she's with, or whether she's moved on. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is you, your growth, your transformation. Because when you rebuild in the shadows, when you rise in silence, you don't just win. You become untouchable. And by the time she realizes it, it will already be too late." Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I rebuild in silence. I rise in power. Number 6. The psychological reversal, how she starts to regret. She thought she had you figured out. She believed she could simply walk away and that you'd be just like the rest, desperate, emotionally waiting for her return. But something's different now. You didn't chase, you didn't beg, you didn't show an ounce of weakness. Instead, you disappeared, focused on yourself, and became something she never expected, a man she simply cannot control. And that's when the regret begins. At first, she won't admit it, not even to herself. She'll convince herself that she made the right decision. She'll go out, distract herself, and act as if she doesn't care. But late at night, when things are quiet and she's scrolling through her phone, she'll check to see if you've reached out. And when she sees nothing, a strange feeling will creep in. Doubt is dangerous because it forces the mind to rewrite history. When she walked away, she convinced herself that you weren't worth it, that she wouldn't miss you. But now, without your attention and without your validation, her mind starts playing tricks on her. She will begin remembering the best moments, questioning whether she made the right choice, and, worst of all, realizing that she no longer has access to you. This is called cognitive dissonance. The human brain hates uncertainty. It craves certainty and control. But now, for the first time, she is the one who is unsure, and that uncertainty creates an emotional spiral, one where she starts to wonder, what if she was wrong? What if you were actually the best thing she ever had? What if, in trying to test you, she lost you forever? That's where the real power lies, not in proving your worth to her, not in trying to make her jealous, but in living in a way that makes her regret ever doubting you. When you cut her off completely, when you focus on your evolution, when you become something greater than she ever imagined, she will feel the weight of her decision, and she won't regret losing the man she left. She will regret losing the man you became. But by then, it won't matter. By the time she realizes what she had, you will no longer be the man who wants her back. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I let go and I win. Number 7. The inevitable return. Why she comes back. You were supposed to break. You were supposed to chase. You were supposed to be like every other man, desperate for one last chance. But instead, you did something she never expected. You disappeared, you leveled up, and you became completely unfazed. Now, whether she admits it or not, she feels it, the loss, the absence, the shift in power, and that's why eventually she will come back. At first it will be subtle, a random text, a comment on your post, a message out of nowhere asking how you've been. But make no mistake, this is not accidental, it is calculated. She wants to test the waters. She wants to see if you're still there, if she still has control, if you're still affected by her presence. Because if you respond too eagerly, if you show even a hint of the old you, the version that was weak, that was attached, she wins. But you're different now. You don't react. You don't engage. You remain detached, unshaken, indifferent. Now you understand the truth. She is not coming back because she loves you. She is coming back because she lost control, because she felt your absence, because she felt the void. And now she wants to see if she can still have you under her spell. This is called the push-pull dynamic. When you pull away, she is forced to push. It's human nature. People crave what they can't have. And the moment she senses she no longer has access to you, her mind begins to romanticize the past. She forgets the reasons she left. She starts to remember only the best parts of you, and the more distant you are, the more desirable you become. But here's where most men fail. When she comes back, they see it as a victory. They think it means she finally realized your worth, so they let her back in, only to lose all their power again. This is the ultimate mistake. A woman who left you once will always test you again. If she knows she can break you once, she will always harbor that doubt in the back of her mind. Is he really strong? Or was this just an act? That's why when she comes back, you don't celebrate. You don't jump at the opportunity. You remain indifferent. You observe, you analyze, and you decide if she is even worthy of a response. Because now you are the one in control. You are the one who chooses, and that realization alone will drive her crazy. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I move forward, never backward. Number 8. The choice. Do you let her back? Now she's back, the same woman who left you, who doubted you, who thought she could replace you, and suddenly she's showing interest again. She's curious, nostalgic, and trying to find a way back into your life. But now the real question isn't about her, it's about you. Do you let her back in? Most men would say yes. They'd see this as their moment, their chance to finally win her back. But that's where they go wrong, because this isn't about winning her back. It's about winning yourself. The real test isn't whether she comes back. It's whether you have the discipline to say no. Think about it. She didn't return because of love. She returned because of regret, because of doubt, because she lost control. She sees that you've changed, that you've grown, that you've become something stronger than she ever expected, and now she wants to be part of it again. But ask yourself, where was this energy when you needed it? Where was her concern when you were hurting? Where was her loyalty when you were all in? It wasn't there because she didn't respect you then. And if you let her back too easily, she won't respect you now. A true Stoic man does not act out of emotion. He does not let nostalgia blind him. He does not let temporary regret make him forget the past. Instead, he sees things clearly, not as he wants them to be, but as they are. And what they are is simple. She walked away once, and she will always know she can do it again. That's why you choose yourself. You don't go back to something that broke you. You don't entertain someone who tested your value by leaving. Now you are a different man, a man with standards, self-respect, and the knowledge that if she truly saw your worth, she would never have left in the first place. So when she reaches out, when she tries to reconnect, when she acts like she suddenly sees what she lost, you don't fall for it. You remain indifferent, you remain disciplined, you remain untouchable, because now you are no longer the man who needs her. You are the man she no longer has. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I choose me always. Number 8. The choice. Do you let her back? Now she's back. The same woman who left you, who doubted you, who thought she could replace you, and suddenly she's showing interest again. She's curious, nostalgic, and trying to find a way back into your life. But now the real question isn't about her, it's about you. Do you let her back in? Most men would say yes. They'd see this as their moment, their chance to finally win her back. But that's where they go wrong, because this isn't about winning her back. It's about winning yourself. The real test isn't whether she comes back. It's whether you have the discipline to say no. Think about it. She didn't return because of love. She returned because of regret, because of doubt, because she lost control. She sees that you've changed, that you've grown, that you've become something stronger than she ever expected, and now she wants to be part of it again. But ask yourself, where was this energy when you needed it? Where was her concern when you were hurting? Where was her loyalty when you were all in? It wasn't there because she didn't respect you then. And if you let her back too easily, she won't respect you now. A true Stoic man does not act out of emotion. He does not let nostalgia blind him. He does not let temporary regret make him forget the past. Instead, he sees things clearly, not as he wants them to be, but as they are. And what they are is simple. She walked away once, and she will always know she can do it again. That's why you choose yourself. You don't go back to something that broke you. You don't entertain someone who tested your value by leaving. Now you are a different man, a man with standards, self-respect, and the knowledge that if she truly saw your worth, she would never have left in the first place. So when she reaches out, when she tries to reconnect, when she acts like she suddenly sees what she lost, you don't fall for it. You remain indifferent. You remain disciplined. You remain untouchable, because now you are no longer the man who needs her. You are the man she no longer has. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I choose me always.